Hi, this is Miss Goodale, and today I'm going to be talking about the distributive property. In your notes, I've kind of quoted what the distributive property says. It says that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each addend and then adding the products, which also means basically it just says in the problem that's fitting that description, you get the same results if you add the two numbers together and then multiply, or if you multiply each of those by that number and then add it. So, for example, in this problem here, if I multiplied my 5 times this addition problem in parentheses, I would get the same result as if I did 5 times my 8 and 5 times my 6 and then added. Okay, so let me show you an example of that just to demonstrate. So if I did 5 times 2 plus 4, I should get the same answer as if I did 5 times 2 and plus 5 times 4. Okay, and I'm going to show multiplication by just my number on the outside of parentheses just to save time, but that would be the same thing as 5 times, well, 2 plus 4 is 6, so 5 times 6, and then 5 times 2 is 10, plus 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 6 is 30, and that is the same thing as 10 plus 20, which is also 30. Okay, so a few examples. We're going to work on going from back and forth between the two methods, or the two ways of writing them. And some of them we're going to break up, and some of them we are going to put together. So let me show you one where this one is kind of put together inside of parentheses, and we're going to break that up so that it is one problem with just the addition. So this problem, all I would have to do is multiply my 2 on the outside times everything individually, and then the signs stay the same and inside or in between each one. So I would first do my 2 times my 3, which is 6. My sign stays the same, so I leave my plus sign. Then I take my 2 times my next number, which is y. I'm just going to write that as 2y. Then my sign here stays the same, which is subtraction. Then I take my 2 times my x, and I'm going to write that as 2x. So 6 plus 2y minus 2x is the same thing as 2 multiplied by this value in parentheses, which is 3x plus y minus x. Okay, those are the same thing. Now I'm going to give you another one that's like this, and then I will give you one where we break it up to put the parentheses on it. So this next one, I'm going to say 6 times b plus 7, and b plus 7 would be the inside parentheses. So in order to write that a different way, I would take my b times my 6, which is same thing as 6b, and my b times my 7, or not my b, my 6 times my 7, which is 42, and then my sign in the middle stays the same. So that is 6b plus 42. Okay, so let's do one where you're given some numbers, and then you have to break them up to make them use parentheses. So let's say I have 35 plus 56, and I want to break that up to a problem using parentheses. So the first thing I would have to do is find a number that goes into both 35 and 56. Well, 35 and 56 can both be divided by 7. So I find out what 35 and 56 divided by 7 are. That would be 5, and 56 divided by 7 is 8. So that's going to help me break that up. Now I'm going to rewrite that. So 35, I'm going to substitute, instead of saying 35, I'm going to say 7 times 5, because 7 times 5 is 35. Then my sign in the middle is going to stay the same. And I'm going to put parentheses, and I'm going to substitute for 56, 7 times 8. Okay, so I'm not quite done yet. If you notice here, I have my values are both times 7. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to take those 7s out of there, and I'm going to put 7 on the outside of parentheses, and then I'm going to have my 5, and then my addition sign, and then my other number is 8. Okay, let's do another one. 21 minus 14. So both of these can be divided by 7. And, oops, 14 divided by 7. And so I'm going to do a shortcut, and I'm going to go ahead and put my 7 on the outside of parentheses instead of writing this part. I'm going to skip that step. 7 is the number that I'm dividing by. And then on the inside, to get 21, I use 3. So I have my 3 here. My sign was minus. And then my other number was 2. So that would be the same thing as 7 times 3 minus 2. Okay, so that's 2 different ways to do this type of problem. This one is kind of the same as that. I just skipped this middle step, and I took out the number and put it on the outside. Let me show you how to do a couple of others. 5y minus 20. So I know both of those can be divided by 5. Let me move this up so you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 5 on the outside of parentheses, and then y minus 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So my y is going to be taking away 4. Okay? Let's do another one like that. And I shouldn't have too much more time on the recording, so I'm hoping that I can get at least one more in before the recording stops. So this one actually has 2 variables. I wanted to show you how to do this one. The variables don't matter. I mean, they do matter. They still have to stay there, but you're looking more at the numbers because the variables are 2 different variables, so we can't take that one out. So now we're going to say, okay, 14 and 21 can both be divided by 7 again. So we use that a lot. Then we're going to do parentheses. 21 times what is 7? So 21 divided by 7 equals 3. So my number that is here is 3, but I can't forget that I have that connected to the x. So it would be 3x. Then I keep my sign. And then 14 divided by 7 is 2. So this time I'm going to change that to 2, and it's connected to the y, so it's going to be 2y. Okay, so that one was a little bit more difficult. I'm going to try to fit in one more. Actually, my recording is going to stop pretty soon, so please just ask me questions if you have any. My recording is going to cut off, so I have to stop there. Thank you.